WrestleRoni for me and for you. Double champ in the house. We got the MVW Heavyweight Champion, the BGW Warfare Champion. My goodness, the Gold Collector himself.
Dripped in gold, babe. Dripped.
What are you
Good
doing, Gen
damn, baby.
Z? How you living?
Winning. Winning. Oh, I'm living great. High on the hog, as they would say.
Them
Look
some,
at this.
them some big
Couldn't be
belts
happier.
too.
They're heavy. They're heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I can't hold them the whole show. They're heavy.
Man,
But we got them right now.
you're doing all right for yourself. I was going to ask you how you's doing, but I think that answers the
We're
question.
doing pretty good. Doing great.
Let's go down this road since you're flaunting them and showing them off, and rightfully so. Let's start with the MVW belt. Take me back to winning that one. What happened?
All I had to do was basically in Tyler Jackson's career the best that I could, and now he's nowhere to be seen. So I say I did pretty well. Put skewers through his head, pile drive him on a chair, all this other fun stuff I got to do to him. And this one, I'll be honest, I didn't pin the champion. I did not pin the champion. I cashed in my BGW Declaration of War that I won in a ladder match,
Hmm.
turn it into a triple threat, but I did not pin the champion. I will be fair, but I still won, came out on top, and your new BGW Warfare champion.
You almost sounded humble in that you said you didn't pin the champion. You're kind of putting that out there. What's going
Zayden
on?
Kane, Zayden Kane was the Warfare champion, but
Ah,
he got a double stomp right to the chest. 1, 2. Your boy comes out of nowhere, power drives Morgan Dash straight through the mat, pins him for the 1, 2, 3, and I am your champion. Now Zayden Kane hasn't gotten his rematch yet, but Morgan Dash is getting his rematch February 8th in Winfield. So me and Morgan Dash going 1-on-1 for this precious title right here. But Zayden Kane will get his rematch eventually, I hope, so I can finally beat him. You know, we've wrestled 100 times. He helped train me and help break me into this business. And every time we've wrestled, I have never came out on top. At least not beating him. And I think it's time that I make that change and I pin the teacher for the 1, 2, 3.
okay. Well, if I would, sir, if I may, don't look past Morgan Dash. That's no chump
Oh,
change.
for sure. For sure.
My goodness, this guy's making moves like nobody's business. So,
GCW, DPW. I
hmm,
mean, he's all over the place. It's pretty impressive. And he's not much older than me.
yeah.
I think he started around the same time I did. Um, but Morgan Dash is one of the most talented young guys I have seen probably ever. Like he blows my mind every time I see him, and he's such a great dude. I love him to death. To get real here, he is amazing. Helped me get my foot in the door in North Carolina.
Nice.
He's a great guy. Love him. But I'm still gonna pile drive him through the mat and keep my belt. So
Makes sense. What's going on in North Carolina, sir?
I made my debut for BWA Braves Wrestling Alliance in Eden, North Carolina, last summer.
Hmm.
So I've been up there for that, and then of course WrestleCade in November. So that was pretty awesome. So hoping to venture out in North Carolina a little bit more in 2025, but I will be returning to BWA probably the summer of 2025.
I saw you in the WrestleCade Battle Royal. Nice. Got a nice little pop out of me. What can you tell me about the WrestleCade experience, sir?
Yeah, I got to go with BGW. They were taking all their champions, and I won this the weekend before, right before WrestleCade. So I had the
Ooh,
chance to go there. Got to be a part of the whole meet and greet, big thing they do. So I got to be a part of the same meet and greet as Ric Flair, Sting, Darby Allin, Dennis Rodman, names upon names, the Great Khali. I actually ate breakfast across from the Great Khali at the hotel.
nice.
Um,
What do you eat?
he, I know he had like an omelet and a coffee, and he was finishing up as we were getting there. But he took up a whole table just by himself.
For sure.
If that tells you anything, that dude is massive. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, massive. Um, but yeah, thank God I didn't defend my title in the Battle Royal. Or Danhausen would be your new champion. by eliminating me. Well, or Swoggle. Swoggle won the whole thing. One of them would be your new BGW Warfare champion, but thank God they're not, right?
Yeah, depending
But
on
yeah,
who
I got
you ask.
eliminated. Right, right. I got eliminated by Danhausen. I'd say it was cool to get thrown out by Danhausen, but at the same time, I lost. So it's kind of a,
Yeah.
cup half empty, cup half full type of thing. You know what I mean?
See,
Uh,
better you go
yeah,
over the
it
top than
was
get cursed. I could
right,
send in
right.
that podcast
I
you and Z did with all the swearing, and you could really be in trouble.
well, that wasn't me. That was yeah,
Fair
that was
enough.
the other one.
The other one.
But yeah, yeah, it was a really cool experience. It was awesome. It was surreal. It was surreal. Got back to the hotel that night and nothing felt real, you know. I've been going to WrestleCade since 2021, I think was my first year getting to go. And then this past year I actually got to be a part of it. So that was really cool. And then not only did I get to be a part of it, but I got to be in the Super Show. I was brought in, so I was brought to WrestleCade by BGW, but the promoter of Appalachian Championship Wrestling was the one who helped me get into the Super Show. So big shout out to ACW, big shout out to BGW for making this happen for me. It was awesome, and I hope to go back next year. It was amazing.
No doubt. You mentioned both those promotions, and I have all the respect in the world for both of them. What do you think kind of separates them? Because they're kind of, in my opinion at least, they're kind of on an island of their own, and they're doing perfectly fine being on an island of their own. You're working there. How they do it? I don't get it.
Um, so if I were to pick one thing that sets them apart from everybody else.
Hmm.
Not saying that anybody else isn't, but their professionalism is through the roof.
Got you.
Um, you show up, you do your thing. There's really no um drama or any bull crap that goes on in the back. It's just everybody shows up, does their thing, everybody gets along. The promoters aren't there to start anything. They just want to put on a great show with some great people. And I love working for both of them. I consider both of them a home company for me.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm super close with both the promoters. Love them to death. Yeah, they're definitely my top priorities. So if there's a BGW show and an ACW show, there's a 99.9% chance you're gonna see me there. Love working for them. And Zayden Kane also has the belt at ACW that I've been eyeing the international championship.
Oh,
So this summer might be the summer of Gen Z when I become the international champion.
I see. Already looking forward to the summer, making plans and plotting.
Three belts, three belts.
Fair enough.
It's your boy, three belts. I like that. That's going on a t-shirt.
It's your boy Three Belts. Well, okay, fair enough. Sir, you got a ton of fan questions, so I figure we better just bust them out because
Let
sometimes I.
me let me stop you real quick. Let me
Okay.
stop you real quick. If there are any questions
Hmm.
by the man of Ophi Kessler, those are
Yes.
not to be said on this podcast um, due to vulgar language or any explicit content.
That's
And
fair.
continue.
That's fair. But let me
And
come
con-
to let me come to his defense because it's been a week for your boy. Okay, I have, and I'll come to your defense as well. I'll put you over in the process. How about that? If you or Offie say you're going to be on the podcast, I could bet my bottom dollar you're going to come through. I have people saying, put me down for this day. Hit them up. You know how I do. I hit you up around noon. We still good for 6. Just Ghost Town. Ghost Town and Spooky Lou. So I'm going to put OK over and say he comes through. You come through. Let's talk about the other night. Me and you were supposed to record this Friday night just to give you a quick rundown, Gen Z, of why I had to
yeah.
do a postponement. About 15 minutes till we're about to do it. And I'm like, man, the wife still hasn't made home with this camper. Yeah, we bought a camper. And her cousin's outside blasting her music, waiting on my wife to come home, probably so she can bump some money or something. I don't know, but she's bumping her music. My dog's barking. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I talked to my wife. They're broke down. This camper's tires busted. She said the cops were there, and the guy's truck that was moving said for farm use only. Not to mention, I guess the back door flew open while he's going down some back road, and just tapes upon tapes of 80s sexual acts just flew out that bad boy. So there's probably there's a PORN library. You can't say that on YouTube anymore. So there's just a library, 80s library up some holler in West Virginia right now. So that's
That's that. I wasn't ready for that one.
so that's why I had to postpone.
Caught me off guard. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting day for sure. No, yeah,
See,
I'm glad you postponed it. Yeah.
see, back in my day, Gen Z, we didn't have this fancy intranet with all the free titties that you wanted. You had to go buy tape for $60. And my God, think about the money this guy lost. I mean,
Lord.
I, I don't know, but I heard it was a treasure trove just flying all over those
Oh,
back roads.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
So, but here we are. We're getting it done. First
Yeah.
questions from some guy named Offie Kessler.
Oh no.
You know what? I'm not even going to do that to you because I'll say, Offie, we
Unless
don't
he has
body
a really,
shame.
really, really good question, a super duper like is gonna be the best question on the podcast that might go viral. I don't want to hear it from that guy.
Nah,
Vulgar.
I ain't going.
Vulgar.
I ain't going to do it. He kind of put some heat on himself with that. I hope some people get on the Facebook and read that question and ask Offie why he wants to ask such questions of people.
Man. I'm disappointed, Ophi. I don't even know what you said. I don't care. Disappointed.
It's funny if I knew you thought it was funny, but I'm not even going to bring it up. So uh,
I'll look at it later.
look at it later.
Probably not.
Four people laugh reacted it, so let's see who's going to hell in the process. Uh, Bake and James
That
Nice
makes
are going to hell.
oh, Bake Laugh reacted, then it definitely needs to be deleted and never seen again, and Ophi needs to be put behind
You
bars.
want me to report him to Facebook? See if we can put him in Facebook
Do it.
jail for a
Do it.
while.
Do it. Report Ophi Kessler,
It
please.
might
When he
happen.
watches this, he's gonna be mad. And I
Well,
don't care. It's
well,
just Ophi, it's fine.
he's losing his mind anyway. He gave me the weirdest podcast ever. So
I didn't even get a chance to watch that one yet. He told me to watch it, but I haven't got to watch it yet.
he's very
But it's
sad,
Ophi,
mad,
so I
and
don't.
he's all over the place, man. He's in a dark place right now.
Womp womp.
Tyler Jacks, your old friend Tyler Jacks, is still alive out there because he wrote in pizza question mark.
Pizza. Hmm.
Is he asking what type of pizza you like? Would you like to go
Just
get
pizza.
pizza with him? It,
Nope. Pizza. It's a comment. That's all
no,
you need.
it's a question though.
Pizza.
It's
That's his answer. Pizza.
no, it's pizza. It
Right.
goes up at the
And
end.
pizza.
Okay,
Pizza.
it's
Yep.
Tyler Jacks. Okay,
All the pizza.
I don't get this one, so explain this one to me. Lo-
Okay.
Logan Taylor asks, "Are you Big Justice older brother?"
No, I'm the Rizzler's father.
Oh, so the Big Justice is one of the Costco guy deals.
No,
Ah,
I did do the We Bring the Boom dance when I pinned Tyler Osborne a couple weekends ago or last weekend.
okay.
I did post about that one because we brought the boom in Nitro, West Virginia.
Okay, so you're tapping into that market. It's really weird when you do that. I hope you don't do that anymore. This is a good one. I think we might make a breakthrough on this one. This might take up the rest of the
Okay.
podcast, Gen Z.
Okay.
Why are you afraid of old people and children?
What?
That's Russell Smith
Um,
would like to know. Old
hmm,
people and children.
I don't know if I'm afraid of old people. It's more that I hate old people.
Hmm.
Certain old people, not all old people.
I,
Um,
I've heard you shriek when certain old people take their teeth out and chase you around the ring. I've
that's what
heard
I
a shriek.
mean.
That's a
That's
shriek
what
of
I mean.
fear.
They think they're old and they can do whatever they want and just get away with it because they're old.
Okay.
Like, and they're always in the way, you know? Like if you go to Walmart at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock PM, 1 o'clock PM, noon, they're always in the way. You can't get anything, you can't go anywhere. There's this old lady on a scooter in front of you going point 0.2 miles an hour. You're just trying to go get some bread and some toothpaste, and they're in the way.
Hmm.
But back to being scared of kids, man. They don't know boundaries, all right?
All right.
They don't know boundaries. They don't know when to get out of your face. They don't know when to close their mouth, and they don't know when they're about to get punched in the mouth.
You can't go against.
Uh, they just bad parenting is all that is.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Terrible parenting.
I'll have to agree with you on that
Um,
one. But the fear of the old person at the RSW show, you know they're known for their top-notch security at RSW, so why even be scared?
I don't know. She got awful close a couple times.
Top-notch
She
security.
gonna lose them teeth. She gonna lose them teeth one day. I'm gonna kick her so hard her teeth are gonna go down her throat.
And it would be and they'd be like, dude, that was the best wrestling show I've ever been to. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. That'd be my favorite night. I hope I get 8 extra for doing that. Do Tim a favor.
There you go. James Knight has two questions for you.
Okay.
This first one, I have to say, I like it. If there was a Gen Z app, what would it be like? You're making your own app. What's it going to do?
Mm, if it was going to be my app,
Mm-hmm.
there of course would be some wrestling content on there.
Okay.
I feel like it would kind of be kind of like TikTok, but it would be like a mix between all of them. You know what I mean? So you could post stuff, you could have friends on there to like so like Snapchat, you have friends you like send pictures back and forth. You could do that. You
Okay.
could send videos, you can post videos. It'd be like a mixture of everything, but there would have some but the only things that would like be allowed on there would be like wrestling, maybe like gym stuff, like lifting, stuff like that. Um some like funny stuff here and there, but like yeah, that was kind of a tough question.
Yeah, especially since you're not a web
It
designer or
would
anything.
mainly be for me. You know what I mean? Like I would create it for what I want, and then if other people like it, cool. But yeah,
Gen Zap,
I
patent it,
like it.
patent it.
We'll make it a thing one day. I'll call up Elon Musk when I get off of here and see what he can do for me.
Okay, maybe he can help you with question number two, because James Knight also writes in, why
Okay.
do you dress like an old school can of blue raspberry bang? And he included a picture for reference. And I mean,
I know what they look like. I know what they look like. Um, because the blue raz in anything is the best flavor, and I'm the best.
ooh, look at that.
I'd say that's a pretty good answer.
Damn. All right, touche. Tyler Jacks with another question. Pizza wasn't good enough, and this one's about just about as dumb.
Pizza. You know,
Which
that's
match
Tyler
out of
Jacks.
yeah? Which match out of the 97 we did in a row was your favorite? So now you have to pick a
I
favorite match.
knew it. I knew he was gonna make this podcast about him. It's what
Mm-hmm.
he does.
He's not the only one.
Uh
Believe me.
he man. So what was the favorite match that we had, like between me and him?
I guess. I guess y'all did 97 in a row.
We've had a lot. We've had a lot. So the easy answer would be when I beat him for the heavyweight title and whoa, I let's try this again.
Mm-hmm.
Beat him for the MVW heavyweight title when I got the pile driving onto a chair. Um, but if it wasn't that one, uh, you know, I don't know. I had a lot of fun. We went to Marion, Ohio last year. It was mid December,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we were getting booked against each other quite a bit. And we were at a show the night before in Oak Hill, and we just wrestled each other. I think in an 8-man tag, and we were sitting on opposite sides of the venue. We were at the merch tables, and I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I see it was called Midwest Championship Wrestling is where we went,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of us were going up together. And I saw the post of the match card for the next night. It was Gen Z versus Tyler Jacks. I was like, "You have to be kidding me!" I was like, "We can't even drive 3.5 hours away to Ohio, and we still wrestle each other."
Still happening.
But we had a lot of fun that night. It was in front of a brand new crowd, bunch of new people. in the back. I actually didn't know. I knew one person that was there that didn't ride with us. So got to meet a bunch of new people. But yeah, I had a lot of fun that night. I'd say that was a second favorite one. But one of the only ones he came out on top. I think he's only beat me twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just that freaking good.
Hey, man.
But yeah, that one was a lot of fun. We had a cool finish. Still haven't got to see the match yet. They still haven't posted it.
What?
But I check every day. I just want to watch it back. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That one was fun.
You brought up a good point while you was going on about that match. You said you went there, you only knew one person there. Something I've been trying to get over to the workers that listen to this podcast is getting out of your comfort zone. Go somewhere where you don't know nobody. Sell them on it, Gen Z. Tell them.
Yeah, man. 2024, I kind of branched out with traveling more because I just turned 18. I tried to travel a little bit, but most places weren't having it because I wasn't 18 yet, which I was cool with. I understand.
Right.
As soon as I turned 18, I was able to make my debut in North Carolina, Ohio, and Kentucky. Um, but yeah, most of those, especially when I made my debut for BWA in Eden,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I took Ophi with me. Um, it was me and Ophi, and then I knew Morgan Dash there, Jakami Henry. That's really about it. So yeah, I knew two people in the locker room and the one guy that I took with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, but yeah, 2025, I definitely want to travel a lot more, meet a lot more new people. I enjoy meeting new people, especially in the wrestling business. And I enjoy traveling to an extent.
Right.
I like going other places, but I'm gonna be honest, I do not care for the car ride.
No.
Um, I have a rough time being in cars for a long time. I just get bored. After a while, they get uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, I like going to new places. And once I get to the destination, I love going there. One of my favorite places to go that I'd love to wrestle in is New York. I would love to wrestle like somewhere in like Times Square or somewhere big like that. Just because I love the city and stuff like that. I'd like to go to Chicago, which that's been in the talks a little bit with a friend of mine. I'm talking about going to Chicago. So that would be really cool. Like LA, love to go to LA. But yeah, traveling is you're not going. There's a very slight chance that you're going to make it by just wrestling in West Virginia. If you look at the guys from West Virginia that's made it,
Mm-hmm.
like Cole Carter, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Cole Carter is from West Virginia. He actually lives 20 minutes from me, or at least where his house is now, when he's not on the road and stuff with AEW. Um, he went to, I want to say, IWC, the International Wrestling Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's where he made his break. I'm sure there's other stuff that I don't know about how he made it to NXT and then AEW but whatever. The point is he got out of West Virginia to make it. You're not going to make it by just staying in the same place, wrestling with the same people, around the same people. You're not going to get those eyes on you that you need to get.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely something that I want to work on this year is getting out there more. And same thing with social media, man. You have to post on social media. I do my best to try and post at least once a day, sometimes once every couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Because social media it's such a strong platform. I mean, it goes everywhere. Your post reaches the world. It's just whether or not they see it. That's
Yep.
the thing. But anywhere, anyone around the world can see it. And that could lead to any opportunity just by getting the right eyes on this certain post. Um, but yeah, you just got to get the right eyes on you, man. You really do.
Yep. That's another thing that I tell the guys about making different promotions. It's of course you're meeting new guys in the back, but you see how the promotions are run too. You can kind of gauge how things are at home by the way these other promotions are run. I went to a USW show in the middle of nowhere fire department, not even the biggest crowd ever. But what impressed me was the way Brian Hardy ran things before the show. He had a production meeting, even though there was no production, which was strange. But they had earpieces.
Hmm.
They very professionally run in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. So get out and see how other
Yeah.
promotions are run. That way you can kind of gauge things at home.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that promotion. I think I was there, unless you went a time before me, but I know you were there the time we went.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Um, but I actually rode with Tyler Jacks that day, and when we got there, we walked through the door and we were paid within 5 minutes of
yep,
being there. Like we didn't even wrestle yet, and we were already paid. And I was like, I mean, this is kind of cool. I don't mind waiting for my pay after, but it's like everything is done already, so that way when the show's over, you can just get stuff done and get out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And everything was so professional, and I liked it. Like they had us sign like a waiver, of course,
mm-hmm.
sign a contract saying that hey, I got paid, whatever else. You actually got a receipt
I'll be
with
damned.
your pay. Um, so a lot like I feel like a lot of people around here would honestly complain about that, like, oh, I gotta sign all this, blah, 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 blah," and I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Like that's professional. It gets stuff done. Everything is organized. I'm here for it. I mean, it doesn't affect me. And, I just got to sign a couple things. I get paid, do my thing, and I leave.
yep,
So yeah, I really enjoyed the professionalism there. Everybody was super cool. Another place that I went didn't know many people except the RSW guys that were there.
mm-hmm.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
I'd definitely go back eventually. I really liked it.
Has a lot of guys that have made it to TV that's doing agent work and everything. I mean, I was impressed. I was really
Yeah.
impressed. So, kudos,
Yeah.
kudos to USW. What else do we got? Kwame Payne was recently on the podcast, but he has a question for you. How do
Okay.
you? Oh boy, how do you feel about the growth of BBC? No Diddy. Are you excited to see what his future holds?
Oh yeah,
Another
for
guy,
sure.
another guy trying to get
For
himself
sure.
over.
Um, I see I've seen the work that he's been putting in, and for us both.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for both of them. But I feel like I'm on more shows with just Kwame by himself. So I have more to say about Kwame.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, definitely. He's been making a name for himself. ASW Newcomer of the Year already. Like that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Um, he's making waves. He wrestled at the War Games show. I definitely think if he keeps putting in that work, keeps getting his name out there and traveling and doing everything that he's been doing, he'll definitely make a mark in this business, at least in this area. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what he does, and I'd like to get a one-on-one with him. Um, we've had a couple tag matches. We've teamed. I think we did a six-man back in the summer. Yeah, a one-on-one would definitely be cool if there's any promoters watching this. Um,
They all
but
will.
yeah, yeah, I'm excited. I think he's gonna do really well in the end. I really do.
Well, hell yeah. There you go. You got some love, BBC. Offie wrote in another question. I'm going to have to ask you one of them.
Okay.
I'll give you this one because it's not nearly as
Okay.
ignorant as the other one.
Okay.
Okay. What made you want to become a professional wrestler? There. See? That's pretty.
That's I really don't have a straight answer for you. There really wasn't a moment where it was like, this is what I'm gonna do. It was just kind of something that gradually happened. I will give you this. My first memory of professional wrestling is turning on Monday Night Raw and seeing Hornswoggle in a crocodile outfit, if that tells you anything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um, so
It's
just
crazy.
because it's an answer by Ophi or a question by Ophi, the thing that made me want to become a professional wrestler was Hornswoggle in a crocodile outfit.
And
There
and
you
I'm
go.
glad you mentioned that because at the time I'm watching it like it's the dumbest shit I ever saw. In the meantime, it's getting a kid into the business. It's
Yeah, yeah, that was the my first memory. I think that was around the time that they were doing the feud between Stephanie McMahon and I think Brie Bella.
okay.
It was around SummerSlam time, I want to say.
Okay.
But yeah, but honestly, the thing that I love about wrestling that just really drew me in and made me want to become a wrestler is the larger than life performance, the showcase, the production of everything. I mean, it's you look at professional wrestling, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Uh, I mean, you can compare wrestling and boxing because they both have a ring and they have the lights. But wrestling has this giant stage and these entrances. I mean, boxing and MMA have these entrances and these songs, but none of them compare to wrestling and their entrances. I mean, you look at some of the greatest entrances of all time,
Yeah.
um, and none of them can compare to anything done by anyone else. They're real life superheroes. They're superstars. I mean, as a kid, I looked up to these guys, and some of them I still look up to. As a kid, I even looked up to like the indie guys when I started going to shows. Huff Manley was one of my favorites. I thought he was, I mean, the coolest guy in the world. I thought he was just God's greatest gift to Earth. Thought he was real life superhero, and now he's one of my greatest friends and one of my trainers and somebody that's helping me get into the business and helping me better myself. And forever grateful for him. But yeah, professional wrestling is like no other,
Yeah.
and I love it for its the way it stands out from everything else.
You was talking about the entrances. Back in 1991, a young Spooky Lou was making compilations of just the shitty entrances back then. They weren't doing anything crazy just
All
yet.
right.
WrestleMania 9 hadn't even happened yet, where we got the Caesar's Palace deal. But
All
yeah,
right.
that was one of the first things that got me was the entrances. So good shit. Tommy Tsunami. I'm gonna read it, but you don't have to give an answer.
Okay.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
3.
3. There you go.
Mhm.
Don't ever bring this up.
Actually, I'd give him 4. I think he could do 4.
And I forgot to mention there is a laugh emoji, wave emoji after. Does that change your answer?
No,
Okay.
4.
4.
4.
Thanks for that. All right. The gym class hero. Okay. How
Okay.
long until we see you in the live action? Wow, this is a jumble of a sentence. How long until we
It's
see
Paul
you
Bryant.
in the live action of the movie Up? What the fuck are
You
these
know?
questions?
Okay, so he's not the first person that said that.
Okay.
Well, that exact thing. I've actually had a couple people compare me to the little kid from Up. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I were to get the call and they were like, "Hey, we want you to be the little guy in Up," and I'm sure
Yeah,
give. I mean, the pay would be immaculate. You realize how many pairs of gear I could get with that?
no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. I'd do it whenever. Hey, tell them to call me. Give them my number.
Yeah,
I'm
hit
here
it up.
for it. I'm here for it. We can talk. We can talk some money. Give them my rate.
Well, I will say you got more questions than the average guest, but there wasn't many good ones in there. So it is
Well,
what it is.
look at the people that's sending them. I mean, come on. Tyler
See,
Jacks, Ophie Kessler,
I
Paul
pre-
Bryant.
I appreciate the effort. I do. I do. But now nobody's ever going to write in a question again because I'm talking shit on the questions. So
Hey,
what can you do?
blame it on me. Blame it on me.
There you go. I will. That sounds like a good plan. I
There
was
you
going
go.
to ask your advice, sir. Let me tell you where I'm at with
Ooh,
things. I
okay.
have not paid to attend a wrestling show since October 19th. I've been gone. Coming
Hmm.
back February 7th, finally back in the mix of things. Gen Z, was there ever a time where you had taken extended leave from wrestling? How did you handle it? If so, what does a guy do?
Yeah, not really. I had an ankle injury back in 2023,
Okay.
beginning of 23, but I wasn't out very long. Um, I was out like 2 to 3 months. It was just a bad sprained ankle. Um, but I was in a boot for a little bit. Nothing really major. The only thing that bummed me out about that was I missed the chance to wrestle Jason Kincaid one on one. Still haven't got to do that.
Damn.
But it was going to be me and Jason first round of a tournament called the Combat Cup that
Okay.
International Combat Sports put on.
Hmm.
But we were going to be in the first round. But I still went to the show, but a bunch of things happened. Jason wasn't even able to make it. I believe one of the matches was Tyler Jackson Paparazzi.
Okay.
I think Zayden Kane was in it. They actually had Bob Evans in it.
Nice.
Uh, uh I think Tyler Osborne was in it too. Uh, yeah, I actually did commentary for that show for a couple matches. I think I commentated for Bob Evans. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Zayden and Bob Evans.
Nice.
Um, First time doing commentary, so I'm sure it was awful.
Well,
But but yeah, no, I wasn't out very long. It still sucked because I just hated being out of the ring and being off the road, being able to see everybody. But just get through it, get through it. It'll be here before you know it, before you get to be back. And luckily yours isn't injury prone, so at
right.
least you don't have that
Don't have to
to
worry
to
about that.
dwell on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, just stay focused, do your thing. The right time will come. You'll be back before you know it. And as soon as you're back, you get to do what you love, and hopefully you never have to take a break again, you know?
I don't know. Probably have a long break after that because it's
Well,
Marcus Twist running the show's the only reason I got a booking. So.
okay, okay. Yeah.
But you did
That
give me a
show's
good
gonna be
seg.
interesting.
Oh
It's gonna be
yeah.
interesting.
Well, you did give me a good segue because you mentioned Papa. You've seen him in action. I know you've seen plenty of Drex Dyer. They're bringing the war to Morgantown, February 7th for the Deathmatch Sock Hop. Who you got and why?
In that match,
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I already know the answer. I think I have Drex Dyer. I would put my life savings on Drex Dyer.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
Um, Drex is he is an interesting creature. You know, he has a lot of experience in the deathmatch world.
Hmm.
Paparazzi has a little bit, very, very few hardcore matches compared to Drex. Uh, I think Drex has a match with Zayden Kane, some type of crazy match. It was at ICS, and it has, I want to say, almost a million views, if not a million by now.
Okay.
Zayden Kane talks about it all the time.
Mm-mm.
So all you have to do is ask him, and he'll tell you all about it. Um, as he should. You should be proud of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, with Drex's experience and Papa's little experience to this type of world, my money's on Drex for sure.
Okay. Well, there you have it. February 7th, Marcus Twist Deathmatch Sock Hop, Morgantown Art Party. It's going to be a fun one, Gen Z. What do you think about this no ring deathmatch madness?
I'm here for it. I think everything has its place in wrestling, and a lot of people might hate on something like this, and it's still a wrestling show to me. It's still professional wrestling. It's just a different type. It's still entertainment, just a different, whole different world of entertainment. I think it's brutal. I think you'd have to be crazy to do it. Uh, I personally, for the one time, would like to do one no ring death match, whatever you want to call it, just to say that I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the money's got to be right. The opponent's got to be right. Like everything has to line up before I
Right.
do it. But if everything lined up, I'd sign. We'd do it. Uh, go do it. Leave. Pay window. Big pay window. Big pay window.
Blood transfusion afters.
Yeah. Tetanus shots. All kinds of different blood tests. Oh yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah.
man. I've been talking to Mark. He's got so much stuff stocked up for this. He's got gusset plates. He's got a whole spool of barbed wire. Just accumulating things by the day. It's gonna get weird. Fair enough.
Just imagining the stuff. Yeah,
Hey, yeah.
you'd have to have your guard up that day for sure.
Speaking
For
of
sure.
things of the hardcore and the extreme variety, Gen Z, I don't know if you saw it or if you even care to see it, but our friends in Parkersburg started a new promotion, legit alternative wrestling. I tuned into their debut show, and I have to say, and I'm saying it on the podcast, Spooky Lou was impressed. I'm not even going to say sort of impressed. I was impressed. Now, of course, some of the in ring stuff, there's some work to be done. Who am I to say anything? Whatever. But the production was there, and you can tell they're trying. Did you hear of this? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. Well, I didn't see the show, but I saw the flyer and stuff on Facebook. I was familiar with a couple of guys in there for good and bad reasons. If you just want me to be honest, I know Smokey C. Got a lot of history with Smokey C. Grew
Mm-hmm.
up watching him. Love Smokey. I think Bro Hemoth. I know he was on the original flyer. I don't know if he was on the
He made
show
it.
that actually happened.
He made it.
Bro Hemoth is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, there's some other guys that I feel like they could book a lot better talent.
Right.
Um, I think it has potential. Every show has potential. Um, it's just how you do it, who does it. Um, I've actually worked with some of the guys that were on the show. I recognized them. Um, and I feel like they need a lot of work. Um,
And
I
you're.
actually found some other video. So I'm not gonna go into detail here at all, 'cause but a few of my buddies, anytime that they stay over, we turn on the YouTube and watch this certain channel
uh,
until like 7 a.m. just laughing, having a good old time. And some of them were on that show, and we would probably end up watching this show, some of it, and doing the same thing. But it is what it is, and I hope they succeed. I hope everyone succeeds. But I think if they really want to succeed, they will book some better talent, and if they were to do that, I'm all ears. I'd work for them as long as you got the right opponent. It's really all I care about, keeping myself safe, keeping them safe, and yeah,
you go work. Okay. All
yeah,
right. Okay. Because, and I respect that. Because I ain't even gonna go down that road. But you've said your piece on it. I will
yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah, there's some work to be done with a couple of them fellas up there, but
We're
you
not
know, it's,
breaking ground here. This has been discussed by plenty of folks. So,
it's
what the
I'm
hell's
just gonna
going
keep
on?
it nice and sweet.
What the hell's going on in Ohio with big time wrestling? You been following that ruckus?
Yeah, yeah, I have. You know, again, there's some people that should be in the business and some that shouldn't.
Right.
Um, I think Bobby Fulton, being the legend that he is, one half of the Fantastics, I feel like I don't know why his son is the way that he is, considering his dad is Bobby Fulton. But there might be something about Bobby that we don't know about, that I don't know about.
Right.
Um, I did attend one of their events October of 23. I think it was October. It was mainly just to meet Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Love Bret Hart. Um, yeah, I went there to meet him, and I'll give him credit where credit's due. I didn't get to stay for the show, but just the meet and greet, and the organization was there. Um, Again, it had potential, and I think it did reach its full potential. It just didn't get to continue.
Right.
But it is what it is. I always say that everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it is what it is.
It's been crazy, man. These winter months, people get in their heads. Hell, I've been in my head, and I'm not saying that's what made him rip people off and not pay deposits. Just shitty people do
Yeah,
shitty things sometimes. But
right, right. Again, it's back to professionalism. I'm a big, big, big advocate for professionalism. I believe it needs to be in every locker room,
yep.
every show. A show can't run smoothly without it.
Yeah.
And I've experienced some just this year. We're not even a month into, and we're already experiencing it. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And,
Um,
and that hits all levels, not just the workers. If the ref
oh
counts to
yeah,
3, ring the fucking bell when he signals for the bell. Hit the music
yeah.
when the right
Well, and it goes for
song.
promoters. It goes for
Yeah.
promoters too.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we go back to ripping people off, and I mean, you got to pay your talent.
Yeah.
You got to pay your talent. Um, you got to pay all of them. I don't care if you bring in Matt Riddle. If you bring in Matt Riddle, cool. But if you bring in Matt Riddle and you pay him, but can't afford the rest of the guys that are going to be there, you can't afford to pay them, then what's the point of having the show?
You firing
You know what I
shots at
mean?
Jeff. The show hadn't even happened yet, man. Come on now.
Uh, no, that Matt Riddle was just Jeff always pays everybody. I've never been not paid by Jeff. I know, I know he's got it handled. But just for a just what's the word I'm looking for?
A broad blanket statement to all.
Sure, yeah, that one,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, but like if you can bring in Jeff Hardy, you can bring in Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
You can pay Jeff Hardy. I'm sure you have to pay a lot for Jeff Hardy, as you should. Jeff Hardy's the freaking man.
Right.
Um, but if you can bring in Jeff Hardy and can't afford to pay the rest of your boys, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Professionalism. Even if you can run a show, if you can pay the building, if you can pay for the ring, but you can't pay the boys, don't run the show.
Yeah.
If you can pay half the boys, but you can't pay the other half, don't run the show.
Yeah.
If you can pay everybody else except one or two guys, don't run the show, or at least don't book them, you know?
Or
Um,
cut some costs, don't have a ring, and you can call it a no ring deathmatch sock hop.
or you can do that. You can do that.
200
uh,
$300 freed up just like that.
right. Yeah, easy. Easy. But yeah. Professionalism. It's all it comes down to, honestly. But
Free,
yeah.
free water for everyone.
Right.
Well, what'd you do this weekend, Z? I know you was out and about. What was you doing?
This weekend I actually didn't have anything going on. Uh First weekend off. Well, I had Christmas time off.
Okay.
But other than that, first weekend off and probably 4 months.
Really?
4 months to have a full weekend off. But I still made my way to a wrestling show, of course. Went down to Mega Pro Wrestling to watch their. I think it was called like the Pitbull Cup or something. It was the tournament for the first ever Mega Tag Champs.
Yeah, yeah. I see Dark
Yeah,
Clouds won that.
Dark Clouds came out on top. It came down to the Shooter Society and Dark Clouds,
Damn
and
it.
the fans were torn. They were torn. They didn't know who to cheer for.
Oh, yeah? Hell
I
yeah.
had my money on the Shooter Society, but it
That,
is what it is.
that was my pick, too, damn it.
Yeah. But hey, happy for Dark Clouds too. Those are great guys too.
Oh, they've had titles. They've even been on Netflix.
Oh, that's because they're that good, you know.
Yeah.
I had the chance to train with both of them. To get a little bit more than Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but getting to train with them was great. Great minds. Always wanting to help the younger talent. But the get came in a lot when House of Rage was open. And Eric came in every once in a while to help out when he could. But yeah, it was a great opportunity to get to learn from both of them. And now they're on OVW and Netflix and everywhere else. And it's great to see. It's great to see.
Oh, yeah. Guarantee it. Speaking of which, I'm going to try to, again, I've talked to them in the past. We're going to try to get them on the podcast. Somebody had requested them, so we're going to try to get them back on. Gen Z, there's been a guy that I've talked to for probably 4 years now. Back and forth, just talking here and there. And every once in a while, hey, why can't we get you on the podcast? Well, da 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 da. Well, they promised they're going to do it this week, so we shall see. I'll give you a clue. They couldn't do it
Okay.
last year at this time because TNA management wouldn't let them. So, and they're
Is,
currently in the
is it a
news.
is it a local guy?
Oh, it's a big one. It's a name.
Huh.
It's a name. They're currently in the news. They just recently might even left TNA. And if I put all this out there and they
Ooh.
don't come through, then oh man, I'll be
Am I
sad.
allowed to guess, or do I just have to live with the clues?
Fuck it. If you guess it right, I'll fucking put it out there and we'll try to will it into existence.
I'm pretty sure his stuff is up with TNA. Is it? Now I have two guesses.
Okay. Damn it. I guess I'll.
So is it Speedball Mike Bailey?
No.
I
Kind of
love
the
me some Speedball.
kind of the opposite.
Really?
Speedball's young. This guy's older. Speedball's smaller. This guy's bigger.
Ooh. Is it PCO?
Ding ding ding. Yeah, bro. Let's hope.
Yeah, but so my other guess was Josh Alexander.
Okay.
I know he quit TNA, but he was also on the show, on the next show on Thursday.
Okay.
But I don't keep up with TNA as much as I'd like to. I really like the product,
Same.
um, but I just don't get to watch it. We don't get, we have Hulu, so we don't get access or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I did watch the GCW Battle Royal. I haven't got to watch the full pay-per-view yet, but I'm definitely going to soon.
Oh, it's so good.
Um, getting to see Tommy Invincible wrestle Matt Cardona
Yeah.
popped me.
Yeah.
The fans didn't seem real happy about it, but it popped me. I
I
loved
had
it.
no clue who it was. So
I've been following Tommy Invincible for a little bit now, and it popped me. The dude has great charisma.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to watch that full pay-per-view. But yeah, PCO would be dope to have on here. That'd be sick.
I shouldn't have put it out there, but I did. Fuck it. I don't
Hey,
care.
it is what it is. It is what it is. Now people can be excited for it.
Yeah. Well, but
Now he has to come on. You've already announced it. You got to tell him he has to come on.
I've quit announcing basically anybody because you wouldn't
Right.
believe how many people those hit me up. People hit me up. Hey man, can I come on the podcast? Yeah, da 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 da, and then just disappear.
Right.
And,
Right.
and I didn't do nothing wrong besides schedule a podcast. Now these people never speak to me again. Like what the fuck's that?
Yeah. Professionalism. We're back.
Oh,
Professionalism.
and some of them I consider friends. So I hate to even say they're being unprofessional.
Right.
But
Right.
you could at least give me an excuse, like lie to me, man.
Right.
Come on
Yeah.
now. Damn it. Speaking of which, no whiz can at the Sock Hop Deathmatch show. We'll just leave it at that. No whiz can.
No whiz king.
Some say
He probably would have died anyway.
some say he may or may not have found out that it was a deathmatch show and backed out.
He didn't know it was a deathmatch show
Come
when
on
he took.
now. Come on. The hell you think we're gonna do?
I don't
Play
know.
charades?
I don't know. We had a 8-man tag, and I pinned him like that. I'm just saying.
What happened to that match with Marcus Twist?
We don't talk about it.
Y'all,
We don't
about
talk about Bruno.
Bruno.
No. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Was not happy with it. It was referee Mike's fault again. Referee Mike has cost me
He
twice.
screwed me
Two
over.
matches.
I
Two
ain't, I
matches.
ain't been around in months. He screwed me over on my way out.
Referee Mike. What a man, right? Yeah.
Podcast sucks.
I've only tuned in a couple times, and the one time I tuned in, I was really enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody joined it. I don't remember who it was, and I turned it off. And I told them, "Oh, it was the Golden Boys. It was the
Okay.
Golden Boys." And I was like, "Man, I was really enjoying this, and now I'm turning this off because you brought in the Golden Boys."
Until
Like,
it got extra Ohio up in here.
right, Ohio of all
Too
places.
much Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, Gen Z, we're rolling into the final five, sir. Usually I give folks 10 to put out their socials and merchandise and upcoming shows. But the theme of the show's been professional. You're a professional. You can do it in 5. What you got coming up? What do you want to put out there?
Yeah, man. February 8th, BGW in Winfield, West Virginia. 1 p.m. bell time.
Ooh.
1 p.m. wrestling Morgan Dash for the BGW Warfare Championship. And then later that night, I'm driving to Logan, West Virginia for the ASW Nathan Rumble. Whether or not I make an appearance in the Nathan Rumble, we'll just have to wait and see. ASW is My Bloody Valentine. Got that going on. Got a couple bookings for Mega coming up, bunch of different dates. ACW is running March 9th in Hamilton, Ohio. Get to go back to Ohio. Yay. But I'm actually really excited for this show. Looks like they're kind of taking the big Ohio spot since some other people dipped out recently. But this show is going to be big time. They got JBL coming in, Matt Riddle, Shane Douglas, the Sandman. They got Tugboat, Enzo, Mick Foley, Jake the Snake, and of course me.
One of those names weren't like the other. Like, and I'm talking about Tugboat. So go ahead.
Tugboat. But yeah,
that's fucking shocking.
That's yeah, that's gonna be an awesome show. That's got a 2 p.m. bell time. I think it's on a Sunday. Okay. But yeah, bunch of shows coming up. Follow all of my social medias. Got TikTok. Thank God it's not gone. Instagram and X, all at real_Gen_Z. Facebook at Gen Z. And then YouTube at It's Your Boy Gen Z. And one more thing, just within the past couple weeks, make sure to use code GenZ10 at fansidea.com for 10% off and to support your boy. You can get a custom Letterman's jacket to get one that looks just like mine. You got jerseys and shirts and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Fans Idea has partnered with me to bring you 10% off and all their other great products. So make sure if you shop at Fans Idea to use code GenZ10. But yeah, it's about all we got going on.
I will tell you, sir, I believe your house is haunted. There's been many artifacts, and there it is again. Whenever I said it's haunted, it could be the reflection off the belt, but I've seen some shit in the background during this episode, so we might get some extra views for the paranormal.
Don't tell me that, bro. Don't tell me that. I don't mess with that stuff, bro. Well, don't tell me that.
It's happened a few times too many for me to say you're not haunted. Yeah, I don't see shit now. Yeah, you're haunted, dude.
Don't tell me that.
You're totally haunted. You've been Papa.
Well, there's a window behind me. Unless there's cars driving by. Did it look like a light?
No, you've been Papa Shangoed, bro.
Oh, great. I've been cursed.
Yeah.
It's all Danhausen's fault.
That's what happened.
Christ. Cool. Love that.
Yeah. Well, watch it back when it premieres. You'll see what I was talking about.
Okay.
You're haunted, bro. You can be professional all day. It ain't gonna do shit to them ghosts.
Yeah, no. Tell me about it. You better call Ghostbusters.
Oh man, Matt Cardona.
No.
Always ready.
I don't know if that'll help.
Well, I appreciate your time, sir. I will ask you to hang on the line.
Yes, sir.
To the viewers, this is why we do it, man. Gen Z just lighten up the scene this year, collecting gold in the process. Get out there and support some independent wrestling. Go out there and live your dreams. Treat each other with kindness and respect. Don't take no shit from nobody. If PCO says he can't come on your podcast, say, I don't give a fuck if you are a fucking veteran. This is the WrestleRoni. Get the fuck on here, PCO. What are you talking about? And
yeah, maybe, PCO.
And maybe don't even put it out there before, you have it scheduled and everything. But, dude, if Gen Z's on your podcast, you might as well.
Exactly. Professionalism.
Professionalism. What do we got coming up? March 7th, February 7th, as a matter of fact. February 7th, Morgantown. You know the place, Morgantown Art Party. Marcus Twist, Deathmatch Sock Hop, Deathmatch Birthday Dealio. Be there. We love you. Man, it's going to be a crazy week. Stay tuned. We got plenty more for you. We're out of here.